This is a production of Cornell University.
I'm Jane Petzoldt. I'm with the Larry Smarts Lab, and I'm here to show you some potato leafhopper damage on Beagle and Bjorn varieties. So you can see the feeding of the potato leafhopper damages the shoot tip and causes, this is called a witch's broom, where the lateral shoots are starting to form because the apical shoot is very damaged. This is Beagle. And this severely reduces yield. And here's some more damage on Bjorn. Same kind of thing going on. It causes chlorosis and necrosis of the leaves as well. And so this is our reverse leaf blower that we use to collect potato leafhoppers from the field. And it has suction. And on the end, we have a bag that collects all of the potato leafhoppers. Okay, so now that we have this, we've collected this big group of insects, I'm going to knock them out with some CO2. The key is to put them to sleep, but not kill them. So now I'm applying these leafhoppers that we collected in the field to these cages in the greenhouse that I have. They have 3 different genotypes of willows in them. They have a very susceptible variety, Jor, an intermediately susceptible variety, Tully Champion, and a pretty resistant variety, which is 94006. And this is a choice experiment to see if given a choice, leafhoppers are feeding on all 3 plants, or if they're only feeding on the susceptible varieties. In the choice feeding experiment, there were 3 different treatments. For the low and high potato leafhopper treatments, I released 20 and 100 adult potato leafhoppers, respectively, into each cage. After 24 days, I compared the relative growth rate of each treated willow genotype to a control that was not exposed to potato leafhoppers. As you can see in this chart, when the potato leafhoppers were allowed to feed freely on the 3 different willow genotypes within the cages, there were significant differences in their relative growth rates. The susceptibility of these willow genotypes to the potato leafhoppers was consistent with what we have observed in the field, with Jor being most susceptible, 94006 most resistant, and Tully Champion falling somewhere in between. This type of feeding assay proves to be a helpful tool when trying to compare the resistance to potato leafhoppers among willow cultivars under controlled conditions. But still I wondered whether the 94006 willows continued to grow well in the choice experiment simply because the leafhoppers preferentially fed on other genotypes of willow and not on 94006, or whether they did feed on 94006 but is somehow resistant to the effects of feeding. To find the answer to this question, I also conducted a no-choice experiment in which 100 adult potato leafhoppers were trapped inside of cages and forced to feed on shoots of resistant cultivars for 17 days. Again, I used Tully Champion 94006 and a third potato leafhopper resistant cultivar called Preble. We've never observed potato leafhopper damage on these cultivars in the field, so it was surprising to find that we saw potato leafhopper damage and significantly reduced shoot growth under the no-choice treatment conditions compared to a control that was not exposed to potato leafhoppers. Based on these results, I concluded that, for at least these willow cultivars, resistance to potato leafhoppers is caused by the leafhoppers preferentially feeding on certain types of willows and avoiding others. We don't know exactly which willow traits deter the potato leafhoppers, but our breeding program continues to capitalize on these resistant traits in order to breed cultivars that can thrive under a wide variety of pest and environmental conditions.
This has been a production of Cornell University, on the web at cornell.edu.